welcome to Steve Taylor's Coaches Chronicles. I'm Nick Marconi here with Tom Cole and Terry Crosby. No Steve today, but back next week. And we've got an outstanding coach. It's his first year coaching at Scott, right?
Yeah, Coach Weekly, and he's really an interesting gentleman, Nick and Cross. He's got the team 10-8 overall, but 7-1 in the City League, and that's everybody wants
huge.
to. Everyone wants to win the championship.
Who they lose to?
I don't know that.
I think it was Start, maybe.
Was it Start? I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But 7-1 in the city, so that's great. 10-8 overall, first year coach. But guys, this is what you're going to like about Coach Weekly. I talked to him, interviewed him a week ago. Weekly. There you go. I'm not that smart. He's an interesting guy. He reminded me of you, Cross, because he played professionally in Europe and other places.
Right.
He was a great college player. Had that.
And I think he's from Mississippi, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and he had that cultural experience of assimilating into another culture, learning the language, being part of the whole 9 yards. But he's old school. That's what I really like. He's old school. He said, I make the kids accountable. Their education is number one. Integrity is number two. Values number three. We're going to do it right. If you're not going to do it right, you're not going to play in this program. And boy, it's just the old school approach to me.
Right.
It wasn't about the W's. If you do the right things, and you guys know this, because that's kind of what Steve and Nick do. If you do the right things,
You get the W.
you get the wins. And a lot of young coaches, young administrators, they want to win so badly that they forget that. They just try to get to the W, and it doesn't go that way. Do the right things, and you'll get the W's. But you'd love him because he's old school, Cross.
And one thing I would say about that, I love the way my parents raised me.
Right.
Very similar to Coach Weekly in the fact that my parents, believe it or not, even though I was the only child, right, within my household, I was not entitled to anything.
Right.
Everything that I wanted, I desired.
You don't act like an only child.
Everything that I wanted, I desired.
Right.
I had to work for.
Right.
And that's the same attitude that Coach Weekly presents to his play. If you want it, work for it. You know what I mean?
That's right. It's
And
old school, but
great results.
maybe he's saying old school is a saying that shouldn't exist because it's not really old school. It's kind of
It's the right way.
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals.
It's the right way.
And kind of doing the right thing.
Right.
And caring about the kids more than, because he emphasized a number of times when I was interviewing him, caring about the kids more than basketball players. He said, I want them to be successful in the classroom.
Right.
I want them to go to college. I want them to be good family men. I want them to be, positive, contributing citizens. That's a much larger look than just basketball.
Right. And one pertinent thing leading off of what you just said to Coach Martin, South Carolina coach.
Yeah.
Coach Martin. Yeah. He says in today's society, he says it's not the children that has changed, it's us as the parents.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And so think about that. You know what I mean? So he's just trying to instill that old school value. I don't know if we want to call that, but it's working. It's working.
Well, I think it's similar to what, we've been privileged to work with Steve and Nick all these years, and they ask you to perform, but asking you to perform helps develop you. They want you to do your best.
Right.
And sure, it helps Taylor, but it helps you, to be the best that you can be. It sounds corny, but it's true. Be the best you can be, and that helps you develop as a person.
And they give you that platform.
Right.
Steve and his dad and Nick, they give you the platform.
But Nick's sitting there thinking, don't get too cocky about this, because you guys might not be here next week.
No, you guys are doing a great job.
You see, Nick couldn't even get that out without laughing. He started to say it with a straight face, and then he couldn't get it out.
So Nick, what's your take on that? I just want to ask you.
I think you guys are both wonderful. We appreciate everything you do.
No, we're
for the
talking
Taylor
about
team.
Coach Weekly.
Oh.
Nick can't even get that out.
I coach fifth grade boys,
Right.
CYO. It's the same thing. We spent a whole practice passing.
Right.
Passing. And they're like, well, we're getting bored with passing.
Basic
Well, then do it right.
Right.
Because after a while, they get those passes.
Right.
Right.
So it's just, and then same with layups. We did a whole practice layups. And they're like, well, these are getting boring.
Yeah.
Well, make them every time.
Right.
It's hard to make a fast break, but layups. So
How many people,
fundamentals.
first of all, it's great that you're coaching the kids.
It is really good.
It's hard to find, people.
And you're winning this year.
we only lost one game.
It's hard to find people that are willing to sacrifice and do that, because it is a sacrifice. But how many times in life, if you do the fundamentals, and I don't care what it is, I don't care if it's at Taylor or coaching or whatever it is, if you do
Cooking,
the fundamentals,
cleaning,
you're gonna be successful,
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's when people skip the fundamentals
Yes.
that the whole thing, kind of implodes on you.
Yeah.
So, but congrats on coaching. That's very cool.
And there's one thing I really would like to mention about Dr. Smith.
Yeah, it's Scott.
Yes,
The principal?
yes, on Wednesday, February the 15th, 2023, he is doing a presentation in regards to how blackness looks at Scott High School in honor of Black History Week.
Doc's
And that-
great, yeah.
And that starts at 6 p.m. To 7 p.m. So I just wanted to give a quick
Yeah,
shout
Dr.
out
Smith is
to
incredible.
Dr.
Great
Smith.
job,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, he's
He's awesome.
he's a great guy, incredible guy.
So I'll be there.
Okay.
I will be there.
All right. And hopefully still gainfully employed at Taylor.
Well, yeah.
Look, Nikki's laughing again.
You know what? You know what, Tom?
You guys are so
Tom,
secure you
Tom,
didn't realize.
Tom, that is a daily worry for me.
Oh, man. That wraps up our show today. Thanks for tuning in to Steve Taylor's Coaches Chronicles. See you next week.